Okay, this is the official recording by Nathaniel.
Nathaniel, yes.
And so I'll start. Welcome to the um, March, um, what is it? March the
March
3rd.
3rd.
Yes, it's always the day after or the next day. Um,
Yes.
2026. And this is the TAPR and HamSCI technical session. My name is Dave, KV0S, and this week I've been doing basically trying to clean up in the shack, get organized. I have been doing some work trying to really learn more about multicasting, and Phil always, that's one of his things to gripe about, but I'm trying to get a better handle on how to set things up so they work better, and I'm able to put radios and then um, play them on other devices within the multicast group. So working on that. Next on the list is Nathaniel, W2NAF. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Dave. Everything's going well here. It's full speed ahead with the HamSci workshop in 2 weeks. There are so many amazing projects going on. I don't even know which way to look. Back to net.
Okay. Next on the list is Dave, KD0EAG. Go ahead, Dave.
Hello, everyone. I'm not a lot to report that's necessarily of interest to this group, though I've spent a lot of time thinking about making more efficient sensors that can be deployed and give them some intelligence out away from civilization so they can focus on transferring back more useful information and less volume. But that's kind of been my main entertainment this week. Over to you all.
Okay. Next on the list is Bob McGuire in 4HY. Go ahead.
Well, I've been doing a ton of work trying to get ion ORT and other ray tracing code together in a way that we can use it with zero licenses and all of that stuff. So Nathaniel and the team will be doing it, but I will be wanting you guys to test it because I'm going to be putting it up in a GitHub repository, open source, MIT license, take and run with it. So that as that goes on, please download it, beat it up, and scream at me about things that are broken.
Oh,
But
okay.
it does ray tracing.
Did we lose him? Yes, I think we lost him, but he'll be back in a minute, I think. I'll go on down the list and then we'll get back to Bob when he's available. Next on the list is Clint, KA7OEI. Go ahead, Clint.
Okay, well, that was quick. I just barely got here. Yeah, been mostly been fixing old radios. Been also, unfortunately, last week one of the key board members of the Utah SDR group passed away, and we've been scrambling trying to get all the information, unique information that he had, like PayPal accounts and stuff. But fortunately, he's was a very smart guy and put everything in one place. So his wife and one son immediately found it, but we're still untangling things and trying to figure out who gets to do what and responsibilities. So let that be a lesson. We consider ourselves extremely lucky if you're involved in a group and there's one or two key members that have all the keys to the kingdom. beware. And also beware that PayPal doesn't make it easy. I mean, there can only be really one person for PayPal, no matter how you set the thing up. I mean, unless with all the 2FAs and everything, I mean, they make it as for understandable reasons, they make it as hard as possible. But anyway, but that's unwanted diversion. But it's I'm glad we're able to recover from it with without lots and lots of letters and things. Anyway, so back to you.
Okay. Well, Bob, we'll let you finish your whatever you were going to say.
Yeah, it
Bob
was.
McGuire.
So I don't know what happened. Looks like the internet died. We've got weather. Anyway, the stuff will be up there. Everybody can use it. It's going to be free and open source. It'll do everything from NVIS to multi-hop. It takes live data from ionospheric measuring engines around the country, and hopefully we can add the low cost ionoson that we're working on at Scranton soon. It's going to be cool. I'm really impressed. The graphics of the ray tracing and all that stuff is just fantastic. It has far lap and ion ORT, and I just think it's going to be a useful tool.
Okay. Can you put a
Oh,
link in the chat for us, Bob?
Yeah, I'll give you a repository. Note is not finished, but it's ongoing. You'll be
Okay.
able to keep up. You'll be able to keep up. Let me give you the link.
Okay. So I'm going to go on down the list. Next on the list after Clint is Dave H. W60Q. Go ahead, Dave. Dave, you're muted.
All right, there we go. Um, had the chat window open, and for some reason, my spacebar wouldn't put me on. Anyway, nothing much happening radio-wise out here. So just here to see what I can learn. Thanks.
Very good. And next on the list is David McGaw in one HAC. Go ahead, David.
Good evening, everyone. And by the way, yes, if the chat window is open, all the keyboard goes there, and it does not. The space bar doesn't work, even though it says it does. I've run into that myself. Been doing a lot of amateur radio. We had a very good test session this weekend. We had several. Let's see, we had 6 people come in. One person was an upgrade, did not make it. Strange. He actually had he was doing general upgrade, and his first reaction when he saw the test was, I don't know it. I haven't seen any of these questions. He must have an old study guide. But the rest of them all, we got 4 new hams, a general upgrade, and one of the new hams did technician and general all in one. So that was successful. And other than that, this week is going to be getting ready for the workshop. And looks like my boss, Jim LaBelle, may come down. He didn't realize how close it was, so he may have registered by now. And also my friend Bob, shoot, I lost his name. Nathaniel, you know, from
What?
NJIT and
Oh, Bob
yeah,
Melville?
Bob Melville. He may be
Yes. Oh, that'd be
coming.
great.
Yeah, as we call him, our fearful leader in Antarctica. But yeah, very much looking forward to that. But also at work, busy trying to get gains and antennas and such, and track down RFI and all that sort of thing, so we can talk to our CubeSat. Back to net.
Very good. Next on the list is Jay Schwartz, WB8 SBI. Go ahead, Jay.
Hi, everybody. Question for Nathaniel. When I registered, I had made a comment about breakfast food. Did you see that?
No, because that goes to Bob Inderbitson at the ARRL. But I'm pretty sure that they were planning on having protein at the breakfast. And
Good.
so I already had that discussion with them, and I think that's already planned to your liking.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, just for general information, the reason I brought that up is that for those of us that are on restricted diets, having a lot of sugary and
Yeah.
high carb stuff for breakfast is not a good thing for us. So,
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what we chose, but I remember having this discussion with them, and what they said sounded like you'd be happy with it.
thank you. So anyway, that's the background, and it looks like everything is taken care of. Okay, the countdown clock is running until departure day for me, and it's going to be a 2-day drive out there for me. And okay, all I got to do is get the car ready, and I'm off. So other than that, nothing else new here to report. 7-3 to all. Stay warm. Back to net.
Okay. Next on the list, we have Jonathan, KC3EEY. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Hi, everybody. Um, it's been a busy week for me. So I went down Nathaniel's on Friday, and I wanted to test out my VLF interface board. Um, and This is the VLF interface board that I was working on. uh, uh, I got it all built and tested here. Everything was good on the bench, but I just wanted to actually test it and made sure that everything worked. I knew that it would, but I just wanted to be sure. And thankfully, everything worked as expected. I was looking at the data, and power remained stable. Signal came through. I sent some of the plots to Nathaniel showing him, but everything actually worked out quite well. So this what that means is that the VLF hardware that I've been working on the past year is at a fairly mature state, which is a very good thing. So soon I will be looking for some beta testers to test out this hardware. It's been working quite well at Nathaniel's, but I want to test it elsewhere too. So that definitely will be soon, and this way we could test it further. But I'm actually quite confident in the hardware right now as it is. Both the preamp and the interface board, and also the GPS interface board. Once the HamSCI conference kind of is over, that's when I am going to be testing again the version 2, just to see how well that works. And now I know about the moisture sensitivity level and of the GPS module and all of that, so we shouldn't run into those problems. But yeah, that that means that this hardware is ready for prime time, and that's the main thing. We don't want to wait too long, because you never know when an interesting event is going to happen. There's never any prior announcement, and that's how it works with these things. Something something could happen, and you just have to be ready for it. So this is one of those things that I want to make sure that we're ready, and I don't want to miss anything. Other than that, I've been preparing for the conference, and I was talking with Nathaniel and Mike Hardinger about the movie portion of um, cinema movie, and about my contributions towards that, and how we will move forward. That's all I have. Back to the net.
Okay. Next on the list is Michael Howen, AC0G. Go ahead, Michael.
Good evening, everybody. Hope all's well. I'm doing all right. I'm busy preparing for the workshop. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. Back to net.
Okay. Next on the list is Paul Elliott, WB. Wait, I said that wrong. Yeah, WB6 CXC. Go ahead, Paul.
That is correct. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I've been working. I made a tiny bit of progress on the 888 documentation prior to being ready for review, but I've been putting more time into the presentation for HamSCI. Somebody remind me, is there a drop dead date for submitting, my presentations files before, if there's a date, when is it?
So at some point this week, I was just on telecon this morning talking with Gary McKeaton and the other committee members about it. Gary is working on setting up OneDrive drop boxes that he will be emailing to each of the presenters for you to submit your presentation. And then, we want you to get something up there as soon as possible. But we actually also have it set up so that you can pretty much update your presentation or put it in right up until the last minute. And we will be able to download the presentation as you walk onto the stage.
Okay, barring any last minute changes, that should be done by this weekend anyway. Another thing I've been doing that's related is with the TimeSync stuff, and Scott, I sent you some emails, so check that. But I've been mentioning sort of the filtered BPSK, so we don't have the sharp edges on at least the over-the-air transmissions. And the technique I thought I would be able to use, turns out I can use it, varying the power supply on the driver chips. I was experimenting with that this afternoon. So that makes me happy. And I can actually, not on the next design, but if we really do want to get into the, over-the-air transmission of timestamp signals, the design I have can be adapted to, put out half a watt or 1 watt of clean signal. So I'm pleased with that. There will need to be some good discussions before we actually have anything that's deployable, decide what it is we want to accomplish. Right now, I'm just building tools for this, but other than that, everything's good, and back to net.
Okay. Next on the list is Phil Karn, KA9Q. Go ahead, Phil.
Hey guys, nothing really special to report here, so I'll pass until the general conversation.
Okay. And then next is Rob, but I think he's out of pocket for a minute. And we'll get back to him. Oh, are you there, Rob?
I'm shopping at Costco, but I'm in a corner. I just wanted to, while Nathaniel's here, I'm still waiting to figure out how to reach Emma. I've been who is trying to assemble debug systems, and I haven't heard back from Tom. I can log in, to Global Protect,
right?
I can't ping that address she gave me, the 10 dot something address. So I can't reach the server, even though I seem to be connected. It's, somewhat pretty obscure.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
That's
so
a
that
private LAN number, right?
yeah, but it's the VPN is configured by our university's IT service on kind of a bespoke basis. So it's not something I have any. The most power I have is to email people and say, please can allow this person into the VPN to talk to this thing. So, which is kind of the state that we are at. Emma has been paying attention to your emails because I saw her this afternoon and she told me that it seemed to be she was following the email chain and you seem to be making progress getting on. But
I haven't made any progress since Thursday.
okay,
Tom,
I will
yeah, Tom,
I will I did see your so I will elevate that.
I'll repost again and CC you and Emma. Just say,
Okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know that there's it may be that he misunderstands where I'm trying to reach.
Yeah,
And
if you repost, then I will echo that and hopefully that will get their attention.
okay. And one other the distraction for me, Tom Territory, WA2TP, who is, far and away has the best receive site in the United States, and it's the second best one worldwide after John's in the Canary Islands. But Tom is now brought up a 888, and I have his software in there. And so he's contributing. So WA2TP should be a really superb receive site for us. And Paul, you may hear from him because Tom expressed an interest in adding a time sync injector in front of his 888.
Yeah,
He's
I've
got
been
he's got 7 antennas, and he's ordered a second 888. So I guess that would be a second antenna. Uh, I don't know that he needs to, I think that just injecting on the first one will be fine. He has 7 Kiwis, 14 channel Kiwis, and one 888 that gets the same RF as one of the Kiwis. It's kind of his best antenna. Uh, he's splitting to a Kiwi and a 888. So,
interesting. Yeah, no, I'm thinking about sending injection to multiple paths
and
using a single injection source. It's doable, but yeah, I've been talking with Tom about getting his clock set up and all that for the devices.
yeah, well, yeah, he's sounds quite interested in contributing. So he's been away from our group for a while, but he's just showed up again, and I've worked with him over the weekend. So he puts out anywhere between 130 and 160 spots per whisper cycle. He's got something on the order of almost 80,000 spots per day that he's uploading. So we should see um, as an indication of the quality of his receive site for our WWV receptions and so on. But
He's not currently clock synchronized, is he?
no, he has a Bogner. I don't know. I don't know. I think he's probably I think he's using external clock to all his Kiwis. So he's feeding a Bogner
Okay.
to all the Kiwis. It's a dual output Bogner, so he should be able to generate a 27 megahertz. Although there's this problem that the Kiwis have a frequency clock frequency 66 point. I forget exactly what it is, but it's
It's
you
a
can't
bunch of
do 20.
sixes. Yeah.
You can't do 27 and 60 and the Kiwi clock at the same time. They're at least Bogner doesn't give you the settings for that. They
He's
give you
gonna
both of
be
those.
using one of my little tiny clock boxes, and the That'll do it. So,
Yeah, well,
and anyway, well, I'm in touch with him. We've
good.
been
Okay,
communicating.
great. Okay, well, that's the key. I wanted to be sure he was in touch with you, and yeah, it'd be great if you could. I think I have everything else set up for him, and I can support him software wise. But he's
Do you have any more of the heatsink pad material?
yes, I do. I have a whole sheet of it that I.
Why don't I'll mention to him that you have some because he was looking around for some.
Okay, I have a bunch of I have about 20 parts for 20 kits, including the thermals and your
I
adapter.
will yeah, because I don't have any. I sent him towards to Tapper, but if you got them, I'll let him know that he should talk to you about that stuff.
Yeah, I'll ship him some a couple of kit. He has a kit already on the 888, so uh, I'll send him another kit
Yeah. Well,
of that.
I'll let him know that that you're going to do that.
Good,
So,
good. I'm glad he's in touch with you. But
Yeah.
I'm working on the database stuff. I'm pretty far through it, and I keep reminding everybody we need to talk about how to record the time sync signal
Yes.
right.
data.
We
How to
need an
put
all-day conference just on that. There's
yeah
a lot of things to take into
Okay.
yeah.
consideration.
But if you guys get into discussion during the conference, I'm not going to be there in person, but if it's coming up, try to contact me so I would like to be part of it.
Well, you're the man, so yeah, if this
Yeah.
happens, you're invited.
Well, I know so much. I have two, top flight servers, redundant servers working, and lots of data space and lots of CPU cycles. So if we need to add more data recording, I think I think at least we should start with using my server. Uh, as we and maybe eventually want to move it to Alabama, but for right now, I think as we debug the whole process of collecting time of flight data, we probably want to keep doing uploading it to a server that in which I have direct access and control. Okay,
Okay.
I'll step aside from that. I'll mute myself again.
We got a couple more people. Next, we have Scott in 5TNL. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, not much progress to report. I've got the email from Paul, and I know what my homework for tonight is. That's it for me.
Yes.
Back to net.
Okay. And then we have Tom in 5EG. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, good evening, Dave, and everyone in the group. Still working on the quad receiver schematic capture. And I got the Infineon GPIF3 tool finally. It's hasn't advanced too much over the previous 0.1 version. So some issues there. Back to the group.
Okay. Well, I think that brings us to the end of the list. I don't know of anybody else that I've skipped or anything. So we're open for general discussion.
I think this is all really good. I think the first thing I want to do is, I'm very happy that Jonathan has made such good progress on the VLF hardware, and I wanted to open to see if there was anyone who was interested in, taking him up on his offer to test some more of it or to run another site.
I've my location here in Occidental, I don't know if that's a good useful one or not. I also have the location up in Friday Harbor, which is pretty close to that military transmitter site. But I would be interested in, I don't know how much energy I can put into it though, so maybe I'm not the best candidate, but if it's kind of a plug and play thing to set up, I'd be happy to do that.
I'm in a semi-rural area that's a little quieter than in the city. So it's possible I could set something up here in Missouri.
If people haven't seen it, it's compact.
Yeah. Jonathan, are you there?
Yes. Thanks, guys. Yeah. The main issue is power line hum, like how close you are to power lines. Not necessarily like any sort of transmitters or anything, but those pesky transmitters that transmit our power. Um, that's primarily the mortal enemy to VLF reception. Even Nathaniel's site, which was beautifully clean, has picked up some nasty power line stuff that is uh, that is quite uh, an issue to deal with. But if you are, I don't know, I would say um, around 50 to 75 feet from something with power running through it, either overhead power lines or some sort of structure or building with power in it, then 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 we should be a pretty decent candidate. The only other caveat is that it can't be under trees because trees absorb the E field. They're actually pretty good VLF antennas themselves. Um, but the reason why that we're not using trees is we can't really calibrate them that well because uh, their equivalent circuit changes all the time with moisture and growth and this and that. So they're good for they're really good for if you just want to do basic observations, but when you want to get calibrated observations and things like that, trees are not the best. But it can't be under a tree. It has to be in some sort of open space. So those are the only two caveats.
How
Around 70
much,
feet. Yeah.
Jonathan, how much distance do you require from a tree?
Um, I would say probably 10 or 20 feet.
Oh, okay. Underground power lines, does that help?
Yes, it does. So and it depends on the environment because so underground power lines could um uh leak in or leak some ground currents. Um, so that's a possibility, but usually with underground power lines, it works pretty well because where I used to work, um, there were um, high tension transmission towers a couple 100 feet away, and um, and I got really good reception closer to the building where pretty much every power line was underground. So you might be a fairly good candidate if you're considered like a rural type situation. Um, then you might be a pretty good candidate.
No, we're definitely rural, and the nearest aerial power line is, I don't know, maybe half a mile away. So I
Oh,
don't know.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
We
Um,
got we got a lot of trees, but we've also got some cleared areas. So
yeah.
it sounds like the location might be good. Again, how much time is required? Because as you can tell, I've been kind of falling behind schedule on a lot of stuff here because there's too many fun things to do.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah. It's this. Um, everything is pretty much plug and play. Like I would assemble an active antenna, and you 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 actually still have your GPS interface box, right?
Yes.
Then um, I can send you the antenna and the VLF interface box, and
I've also got the what is it? The Behringer dual channel unit. Is it
excellent.
Behringer? I forget. Anyway, the
Yeah.
audio
Mm-hmm.
interface.
Yep. Excellent. Yeah. Uh, the antenna mounts on a metal mast. Um, I ordered some aluminum tubes from McMaster-Carr. So it mounts on a metal mast. That's how it's grounded to the it's grounded to the metal mast, and then you would just have to run a Cat 5 or Cat 6 line, which I believe we could provide too.
I got spools of that stuff,
Oh, excellent,
direct berry and all that.
excellent.
So
Yeah,
do you, Jonathan, do you have a document showing the setup?
um, not yet, but my poster will provide um, some information on how it's set up, but I haven't gotten a chance to do the documentation yet.
Well, it sounds like we'll be meeting in person, so we can talk about all this then.
Yeah, yeah, and because I also did some block diagrams. Um, Remember when I sent you the block diagram of the
Hmm.
GPS interface box? I also did a block diagram of the whole system, and it shows how it's connected. That's the
Okay.
main thing. So and that will be um, that's going to be on my poster, and yeah, when we see each other, I could show you, and it's actually pretty simple. So we could
Okay,
talk about
good.
it then.
Yeah, good.
But I do appreciate it because this would be a really good test of the hardware, and I want to make sure that that everything is right. I'm almost positive that it is. Everything is designed and built the way that it should, at least from what I can see. But there 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 might be something that I might miss or I might not anticipate, and that's why that having other people build these things and work 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 with these things is quite beneficial to the project. And I would love to have, if you have a good environment, you are in your conjugate point is in an area where um, we 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 might have a lot of thunderstorms. So that means that we would have a lot of nice whistlers. So I'm always interested in the what the what the what I like to call the whistler environment is, because whistlers are very important in understanding the magnetosphere. So and every latitude is different, every conjugate point is different, and some people get lucky with where they are. Like for example, um, uh, there's a DK7FC in Germany. His conjugate point is in Madagascar, and there's thunderstorms all the time, and he frequently gets Whistler storms. So I'm always interested in um, understanding what the Whistler environment is, because um, um, with a lot of these systems out, I want to kind of have a map of um, uh, what kind of distribution of Whistler occurrences over latitude, um, uh, up mid and upper latitudes. So I'm interested in mapping that and understanding that. So this will be a good this will be a good first step. So I definitely appreciate that. And as Nathaniel mentioned, if anyone else is interested or has any questions, feel free to reach out. And you will also see me at the at the conference, so we can also talk there. And as always, Nathaniel, thank you, especially for bringing this up.
Absolutely. That's great. I'm also very interested in hearing from Bob McGuire about this ion ort. I know he's been uh, texting me about it, and I haven't had a lot of time to look into the texts. I read them a little bit, but I'd love to hear more, Bob.
Yeah, so it's a different engine for ray tracing. It takes in live data from the GNSS receivers for the electron density all over the place and other live data. So it's
Okay.
taking in lots and lots of live data and using the live data doing ray tracing.
Okay. So the
And
ion ort is pulling in the live data from somewhere.
yep,
Okay,
and
cool.
it's all like all the NASA and other sources like it.
Yeah, that's great. And that's using a MATLAB license?
I refuse to use any license. So
Okay.
this I've even replaced FarLap in that repository, so I don't need a MATLAB license.
Okay, great.
Okay, so but look, this is I've got it together and it
Yeah.
doesn't blow up.
That's
It
awesome.
needs testing to make
Yeah.
sure it works.
Do you
So I
is
mean,
this
in other words, I think FarLap is the same as regular FarLap,
yeah.
except it's going to run a whole lot faster than MATLAB, and
Do
it's same kind of thing for Ion ORT.
is this something you can demo for us here?
Let me see. I wasn't prepared to do it, but I think I can. Let me do it. Here, let me do this one. Hmm. Well, the dashboard came up. That's not bad.
That's good.
That's always good. Okay, I'm going to share this and then I'm going to expand it. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's see. Okay. Let's see what well, hang on a minute. I've got something going on here that I'm not understanding. Hang on one second.
Sure.
I'm going to stop this and do something here and be with you in just a moment. Hang on one second. I'm pulling up one of these examples and just running it.
Anybody work Bouvet Island yet?
I'm so out of
No.
it. I didn't active.
I mean, I'm not a DXer and I'm not on the air, but I do want to make sure I get them on all my FT8 monitors. I'm beginning to think I ought to just monitor every kilohertz for every HF band for FT8. It's probably going to end up there eventually.
Almost there. You can tell this is new. I'm having to grab the command line out of a file.
Aha, I didn't have their 40 meter frequency. So,
All right. One more try.
It looks really slick.
There we go. I forgot all the command line arguments. I had to go pull them out of my list of command line arguments. Okay, so it's got a bunch of different models you can run. ABM is the poorest one, but it's the fastest. And so this is going to try to do propagation for this time from here to Havre de Grace to Chicago. And this is the status bar right here. And you should hear the GPU cranking up. So you'll see stuff over here on the globe of we can rotate this and see the hops occurring on the ground as it believes they're doing. And then it has 3 through 30 megahertz in different colors, and it'll do Earth, ionosphere, etc. And I'm doing Havre de Grace to Chicago at this time of night. And this is live data coming in over the internet. Sorry, it's slow. It's got too much Python doing math, and I'm going to be replacing that with faster code.
Yeah.
But the Python is just so easy. It's easier to do stuff and test the algorithms and then later replace them.
Absolutely.
I love Python.
I hate Python.
All right, we're halfway through the run. It's almost there. It speeds up from here because the number of paths it can search decreases as it gets closer to the target. All right, it's done with the runs. There we go. So those are the hops it thinks. And let's zoom in so you can see the hops in 3D. Hang on a minute. There you go. So it thinks these are the hops, and this is the LUF to MUF at this time of night. And so it's not 30, 25, 20, 15, 8. So it's, there you go, 2 and 5. And this is the 5 megahertz region is what it thinks is best. So 5 is the low and 6 is the high. So it's got a fairly narrow range that it thinks is good from here to Chicago. And over here, it has the rays it chose to use in a table. So this is first cut at this display. I didn't finish this display until last week. And so I think it looks terrific, and the code's going to get a lot faster. And so the far lap one, which I won't do, is similar.
Huh. Cool.
Yep. So it needs beating up and complaining about things that are wrong. But this is live data from NASA, NOAA, et cetera, places.
Is this
I'm sorry,
is
keep
this
going.
could this be something that might be useful at all during a contest?
Yeah, after it speeds up, absolutely. So
Yeah.
it'll determine the correct frequency for the path you're interested in.
Right. Because we have our contest. We've got the ARRL sideband coming up in a couple weeks, and I know some of our students are going to be on the air for that. And we're trying to get our students are developing the contesting dashboard with the Frankfurt Radio Club too. And I'm wondering if getting them to play with this at all during the contest might be interesting.
Oh, that would be cool. So let me start replacing the Python with the C plus, so it'll run
Yeah.
faster. We'll go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd love for them
That's
to beat it up and complain about it.
yeah, I'd be interested to talk with them a little bit more about how to use this.
Yeah, I mean we've got both O mode and X mode search for paths, and when you've got a lot of the modes,
Yeah.
you can see skew paths go from point A to point B. They don't go in a straight line; they're skewed. It's because there's the ionospheric cloud off the geodesic. It's really slick.
That's really cool.
Yep. Anyway, I hope we get something big out of it, and hopefully we can write it up and do something with that.
Yeah. Are you coming to the telecon tomorrow morning?
I'll come to the telecon tomorrow morning, and I will be in Connecticut.
All right, sounds wonderful. Yeah, I just saw your
Yep.
registration come through that. So I am actually getting some of those registrations. Sir, I said I wasn't before, but they're apparently getting dumped to my email box. That's great. One other announcement I don't know that I made. Because I think this came in after last Monday, but Steve Serwin's HFTDOA paper was finally published on Frontiers. And so I can put that in the chat now. And this is one where you send chirps through just a regular sideband radio, and you are able to measure the ionospheric reflection height. So,
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, so this was really nice. Steve led the paper. We had a couple of my students on there. Alex Papadopoulos and Gerard Pacini are on there. Christina's on there. So it's a really nice paper. So yeah, go take a look at that. It officially got published February 26th.
I'm interested in us figuring out how to ingest these low power ionosons and other things like that into ION-ORT, etc.
Yes.
The GPS ground stations they're too sparse.
Yes. I think Andrew Rodland has a similar desires for his thing.
Good.
Well, I think we're at the top of our hour now. So I might go off and review some quiz questions for my communication systems class and then head to bed after that. I know, I guess, Dave, I got your message that Dave Witten, I got your message that you, they're very diligent about scheduling things on Tuesdays, so we won't be able to see you tomorrow.
Not in general, but yeah, tomorrow morning is really bad. And, but I am concerned that there may be things you need me to do, or be doing, or, and I haven't heard very much really from anyone. So, if there's something I should concern myself with, I mean, it's just tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So, if there's something I need to be doing, drop me an email and I'll be.
Okay, I think we're good. I think Jackson's making good progress. He had a really nice, demo of the magnetometer dashboard last week, and follow up with him on a poster and everything like that tomorrow morning.
Okay, because I started to do some stuff on the poster, but I there was a lot of information I didn't have, and
Is there any information you need? So, okay, so you've started working on the poster with Jackson?
not really with Jackson. I just started poking away at the thing, and I can't say that I really have a lot, that a lot would be lost if Jackson goes about it on his own or it's done some other way. But I'm more than want to contribute if I
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah, I'll talk to Jackson tomorrow, see where he is with it, and we'll move it along from there.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. All right, everyone. I guess I will.
Send me the telecon by my alternative path because I haven't gotten my Scranton email fixed yet.
Yes, I will send that to you. Are you? All right, let me hold on. Um, reply all. Edit series. RW. Okay, just sent it to your Gmail.
Great.
All right. All right, everyone. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks much. Good night.
Good night, everyone.